Welcome to the first edition of this season's weekly whistle video series. This is Chris Rastatter, NCAA National Coordinator of Men's Basketball Officiating. We are coming off an exceptional year of college basketball, and I'm looking forward to more of the same in the upcoming season. In this week's video, we will review two of the more impactful and positive changes to the game in recent history. Let's get started. Last year, the Rules Committee introduced Rule 417-4D. In short, that rule says that when an offensive player is airborne, the defender must have established legal guarding position prior to the offensive player's last foot touching the floor. This rule helped decrease the number of crashes at the basket and led to an increase of scoring by nearly 2 points per game. Let's look at a few plays. Play 1. On this play, secondary defender White 10 attempts to draw a charge. As we can see in the freeze frame, his feet do not get set prior to Blue Zero's last foot touching the floor. This play is correctly called a blocking foul. Remember, anytime a secondary defender comes to help, chances are he will be late and it will be a blocking foul. As a note, since this play is a block by rule, the restricted area does not come into play. Play 2. In a similar scenario, Red 35 attempts to draw a charge on White 23. 35, a help or secondary defender, comes from a few feet away and is late establishing legal guarding position before Airborne shooter 23's last foot touched the floor. This is a block and was incorrectly called a player control foul. Again, the point to remember on a last foot play is that when coming to help, the secondary defender will almost always be late and the play will result in a blocking foul. Officials are trained to find the secondary defender early in the sequence. The longer the referees are on that secondary defender, the better chance they have of getting the play right. The next two plays are examples of ball handlers who are not airborne when contact occurs. When a ball handler is not airborne, no time or distance is required to establish legal guarding position. Play 3. On this drive to the basket, secondary defender Blue 1 establishes legal guarding position outside the restricted area. Ball handler 21 is not airborne when contact occurs. Therefore, the last foot does not apply. This is an offensive foul on White 21. Again, getting to the secondary defender early in the sequence and letting the play finish before making a decision are keys to getting the play right. Play 4. In this outnumbering fast break situation, Red 2 by rule is a secondary defender. He is, however, able to establish legal guarding position by getting 2 feet on the floor and facing his opponent. Ball handler White 3 never gets airborne and simply runs over Red 2. This is an obvious example of a charging foul and clearly illustrates the difference between an airborne shooter play and the block charge play. The final set of plays in this video involve Rule 10-1-12. That rule says that when a dribbler has obtained a straight line path, the dribbler may not be bumped, pushed, or crowded out of that path. It also says that the defender may regain legal guarding position only if he can get in the path of the dribbler. These next few plays illustrate both concepts. Play 5. Black 23 obtains a straight line path across the key. White 4 initiates contact by crowding into Black 23 and is correctly called for a blocking foul. In order to reestablish legal guarding position, White 4 must get completely in 23's path. The graphic on screen illustrates that concept. Play 6. Here is a more challenging play. White 20 obtains a straight line path toward the end line. Blue 13 never gets in White 20's path and illegally initiates contact with White 20 by crowding into his path. From the baseline camera, we can see blue 13 moving into white 20 and is thus illegal. This play was incorrectly called an offensive foul. Play 7. Let's see if you can identify what is different from the previous two plays. Watch the defender, red 34, move laterally and reestablish legal guarding position by getting into white 30's path. A helpful key is that red 34 takes the contact in his torso. This is very good defense, and the play is correctly called an offensive foul. Thank you for watching the first edition of the Weekly Whistle video series. I hope you found it informative and educational. You should know that every Division I men's basketball official watched the same set of plays in preparation for the upcoming season. We did a good job with these plays last season, and it is important to pick up right where we left off. I wish you all a great start to the season. We look forward to seeing you on the next Weekly Whistle.